Right, we'll just wait and see if anybody comes in. Okay. What do you think your game is? I wonder. Hi, Elise. Welcome. I have thingy. Hi, hello. Welcome, Chuck. Just a fly-by-night thingy. I thought I'll show what I've been making. But this came today from, I'm guessing it's from Trevor. The only thing I'm expecting, because he told me to expect it, so I thought I'll come on live for a change. So yeah, here I am. I'll see if we get a couple more in before I start. I could start actually unraveling it all, I suppose. I've got it this way up because my address is on this side. So, oh bloody, I don't think he really wanted me to get into it, the truth be known, looking at this. Not bad, not bad. I had a really bad do last night though. Oh my God, I did. Scared myself last night, I must admit. And Harry, bless him, he couldn't hear me. He got door shut, kitchen door shut, and our bathroom. This at me, kitchen door shut, lounge door shut, and our bathroom. And I think he'd gone upstairs. He always was up early and shuts curtains. Well, when I say early, 9ish, and shuts curtains. Good Lord. Yeah, and that's very rare. And now we're downstairs. Oh my Lord. Right. It's definitely from Trevor. My address still showing there. No, I've got address with me. So what I'm going to do is pull them out. Hiya, Dean. Welcome, chick. It's a happy mail from Trevor. Right. Here's my t-shirt, peeps. Ta-da. Oh, look at that. That is gorgeous. I've been looking forward to getting that. And I have a feeling this is the mugs. It's a mugs game. What? What's up? Look. I can't do anything. Daddy's aren't working, so she's got to be on my knee. It doesn't matter whatever else anybody's doing. I have to stop, don't I? I know. I don't want to cuddle a minute. I know you want to cuddle. Oh my goodness. What? I'm not showing me address now. We're a quickie. Can I get on? Or do I have to sit here all day looking and holding you? I don't think so. Well, then, right, I start looking a minute. No, Poppy. Oh, I'm going to whoop your ass. Right, I'm going to show these first and I can move them. Trevor has sent me some, whoops, he sent me some wax melts. And, oh, I'm chuffed to death. I'll tell you what it smells like in a minute. Oh, it's gorgeous. Oh, that's lovely. Smell. It's a good job I've not got smelly. It's a pity I've not got smelly television. Oh, it smells lovely. What is it? Oh, I don't know. Spices, you know, like Christmassy. Hiya, Amber. Welcome, Joe. I'm just smelling. I'll have some. This one's cranberry. Wow, yeah. Really, really, really. Oh, this is one I'm looking forward to. He sent me a Lily of the Valley, done me a Lily of the Valley one. Oh, that is amazing. Oh, I love it. Oh, Trevor, it's lovely. Oh, I'd be sniffing that. I'd be sat sniffing that. And then, I don't know what F&M means. Ooh. Oh, that's, I don't know. It's nice. They're all very nice smells, scents, perfumes. Oh, can't tell you what they smell like. Chocolate. All right. Is that supposed to be chocolate? It's orange chocolate then. And then I've got a snowflakey one. Oh, that's like a really fresh air type. You know, when it really fresh air type smell. Oh, lovely, lovely. And then this one is, oh, cinnamon. I love cinnamon. Oh, yes. Oh, very nice. Oh, Trevor, thank you ever so much. They are lovely. Wow, I shall get me doobly-doo fetched over so that I can get them going. Right, this is my t-shirt. Now, Trevor does t-shirts, and they're not cheap t-shirts. They're very good quality t-shirts. I've got a white one, and I love it. I like this one better, and only because you want him to go down. Oh, thank God for that. Only because this shows up better on a black background than it does on a white, but the white one's lovely as well. But yeah, this one shows it up more. So you'll be seeing me on Monday night with me. My new t-shirt on. Other ones actually. I put it to one side for washing, but I don't leave it wherever I can see it, because if he shoves it in my washer, it'll come out purple or pink. So, you know, I put it to one side. I don't want a purple or pink t-shirt. Right, now these are mugs. Bless him. Apparently he had a bit of a time trying to do my mugs. And he made a mistake. He was going to bin it. And I said, don't you dare bin it. I'll have it. Send it me. So he has done. He sent it me. So let's have a look to see. I hope it's okay. We've got a bit of a battered corner. And it's not me that's battered with it. Have a look. Oh, that's lovely. Oh, yeah. Look at that. Isn't that lovely? Looks from me. That is gorgeous. I'm made with love, Rosie Cozy Crafts. Fabulous. So I'm looking at boxes are dead handy. I always looking for little boxes for posting stuff off. I've got to get Mandy's put together. She's get that posted off to her. Hopefully by Monday. Mandy, if you're anywhere around, I'm sorry. It will be posted off to you on Monday. But, see, I always try to be careful with bubble wrap. I've just massacred it. But let's have a look. This is the same, I believe, but one he wasn't happy with. Right, I can see there's a difference. That one, and then that one. Right. This one is slightly darker than that one, and I think they're both lovely. So, Trevor, you were, worrying about nothing because they're lovely. They both are, and quite both. They probably can see this one. You can see it writing a little bit brighter, but actually you can see it on them both. You don't hold your cup a mile away, do you, when you're drinking? So I think they're great. Fabulous. So Monday night I'll be having my tea made in one of them. thank you very, very much, Trevor. He is lovely. These are gifts, by the way, as are the melts. So thank you very much for that, Trevor. You are so kind. I'll put those to one side. And now I'll show you what I've been making before I show you what I did yesterday. So let me just take these out of the way. I don't want them to get broke. Bear with. There we go. Okay, right, I'm back. So, what have I been making? Well, I've been making feathers. I made this one, which I'm not. You can see it better. You can see it better today than you could other night. It's green in the middle, if you can tell that. It's just a little bit greener than the blue on the outside, and it's meant to sort of be peacocky colours. And I think these have turned out lovely. I was really surprised because I quite honestly, I thought they were going to be flimsy, but they're not at all flimsy. They really are very strong and sturdy. And yeah, it cured up lovely. So the thing I will say, the resin I use is not food friendly, if you know what I mean. It's not food quality. So if you wanted to put food in it, you'd have to make it something like nuts that are in the shells or whatever like that. But yeah, you could make nuts. You could put nuts on, couldn't you? Variation of nuts. And then that's an all white one that it's got the sparkly in it, and it looks like a bluey, icy colour. There's no blue in that. Oh, what's that? Let me just see. No, you can still see the bluey. It's not got blue in it at all, apart from in the glitter. There might be a little bit, but that makes it look to me like ice. And then that one I did with that's supposed to be like rose gold, but it looks orange on screen, but it doesn't look as orange away, you know, to true colour. But it doesn't look like rose gold even when you look at it that way. So out of the three, this is my fave. That's my non-favourite. And then that one, yeah, that's lovely as well. I'm really pleased with how they've turned out, but not so chuffed about the long one. So I might actually do a bit of a giveaway at some time and give that away. Right, that's that. I'll put these over here. Okay, so what I made yesterday. Okay, we'll start with these few because I've got them here. So we've got these little dishes. We've put the others here. These are what I did the other day. Little heart dishes. Right, little heart dishes. And then these are what I did yesterday. So there's another heart dish here. Takes a bit of getting out actually to start with. But I love this mould. You've not got any trouble getting bubbles in your corners with this. I don't know. I do go around with the before I fill it right up, I do go around with a lollipop stick just to make sure I've got everything, you know, on away. And it pushes any air bubbles out if there are any. But you just have to be a bit careful because some of these thinner moulds, I actually tore one the other day and I can't believe it. It was the first time I'd used it and it tore. But that's the newest one. That is, oh, that's a little bit wonky. Why is that wonky? What are you doing, you? I'm watching. I've seen you. I've seen you. I'm getting such a funny look off her. And I think they're lovely. Aren't they? Aren't they lovely? No. And I do like this one. They are quite small though, these, and I think you'd need them sort of to be in like a little set, wouldn't you? Then on their own they look a little bit lost, but you know, you do them in a set of 3 or a set of 4, they look all right. So then my little heart bowls that are new. Then this was all that was left of my resin yesterday. So I just bought this. It's a new one. I've not used it. So this is a first for me. I don't usually do anything like this, but I actually thought this this mould were a bit deeper than what it is, but it is what it is. So get me sharp scissors, my little curved scissors. Whoops, a daisy. Get a little bit of that overspill off. I've lost it. Where did it go? I can't see it now. Oh, it might have dropped off. I loosened it. So that's a very small one. No overspill on that one. And then the middle one is the bigger one. That's got a little bit of overspill on. Oh, it just pulls straight off, though. It's not really an issue. Oh, that might be. Okay. So they're my little Christmas trees. I know I'm a it's a pain. You see some, I mean, really, at that stage in life, I really should stop buying mould because, you know, I'm not going to get the full use out of me. I'm blooming 70 in a fortnight, so you know, I've got to be good. I don't know how. Oh, so that's that one. And then this. Now then, I've got like things like this. These are just a couple of coasters that I made, and I've actually just finished them off today with the gold outer rim and what have you. But I wanted something to display them on, and I've seen like these. I've seen these stands, and I've decided I'd order a mould for them, and I weren't expecting it to come out this big. I could put a full blown, what they call it on these. It's huge. Yeah, this is not where I thought would come in, I'll tell you. But I'll check it out. I mean, I love this green. I were a bit, oh, I thought I'd damaged it then. No, it's all right. Oh, I would have been upset if I had. Right, and I thought what I could do is actually get a board and put me some hooks in, and then I could hang my key rings on these as a display board, because it's always handy to have somewhere to display your doobly-doos, isn't it? Let me see now, how's this going to work? That way, is it? Does it work that way? Well, it does, but oh yeah, that's it, it does. There is actually like a little, there isn't on that, there isn't. There is on there, if you can, I don't know whether you can see, just in the centre of this, or you can just barely see, there's a hole right there. It's supposed to be a hole right there. It's actually, I think it's underneath, but it's filled in for some reason. It's supposed to, and I didn't fill these right at top. So there's something that's supposed to go in there, but what, I don't know. I don't know what's supposed to go in there, because they don't give you anything to go in it. With the, you know, they don't give you anything in the mould to go with it, so I don't know. I'm not happy how that's bending though. But anyway, that's that, and you would stand, depending on how big you do, whatever it is, you know, you've got to stand So then, yeah, I've got to find a way out to, or what I can use to put in that space, and I don't like how that's bent. So I'm going to lay it flat. So I've got to find something that I can use in here, like little pegs, because the holes are there. It's just not giving you anything. It's just not giving you anything to put them in, or to put in it, I should say. Yeah, no, I don't know. So anyway, that's them. Now, because I went on AliExpress in town, I thought I found another one that was smaller. But you know what? I think, and I've ordered it, and I think, you know, it's bloody sod's law, isn't it? It's not, it's the same size, I believe. When I saw later afterwards, and I thought, oh, I bloody ordered it, paid for it, and then realised it looks to be the same size. Where have I put over one of them? Oh, there. So that's my stand. Stand and deliver. That's that. And then I got these. Let me just bring these across. Because I always have to do my fish. Always. It's a necessity to do my fish. And I've had this one done a while, but I've just finished it. I've just finished doing the doming last night. So this one is mine with lights. And I'm going to put like a ring there and a ring there, and then a chain for hanging. That would look lovely in your bathroom, maybe, you know. Or if you've got like a tropical fish tank, you could sort of have that over it somewhere or nearby it, just as part of the display. I'm going to whoop your bum in a minute. So that's that. I have done 2 more, but I can't show them yet because I've not quite finished them anyway, and they are for an order. She's back. Also, I got a Snowflake mold, and I did a pink one, and then I did this one, and I've just decorated it with little blue shiny pearls on front and put a little blue ribbon through it, and I think that's lovely. I'm not normally into these sort of things, but I liked this because of the size. I don't like the smaller ones. I've never liked small decorations, to be honest. Only time I bought small ones really is if I bought bells, and even they are biggish bells. So that's my Snowflake there, and then I did this one last night. Now then, getting to know you more. I was going to do a video about this before I actually did one in it, but when I first got this mold, you'll see here I've got two slots. Well, they weren't slots at one point. They were just like 2 little white line things in it. And I thought, that's a weird mold. And then I'm looking through at different things, and I spotted somebody else had made one of these. I think it were I don't know whether it were an ad on AliExpress or what. But if you look carefully there, can you see here? I've got like yeah, there, look. That is what they are. And you push that through the hole in the mold, and that gives you your hole in the top of your thing. But now you've got to be careful what you do with that, because you're going to lose it. And I did cut one out, and I made a pink one and a blue one. Well, with pink one, I didn't use that because I didn't know at that point that was for what it was for. But I did cut one out and use it on my blue one. And then I just popped that inside the empty mould while next time. And of course, it weren't held down well, and I've lost it. I don't know where it's gone. Probably will turn up, but where it will turn up is another story. But yeah, so if you see any of these on any of your Snowflake molds, that's what it is. You cut it off, You push it through that hole, and there's like a little receiving hole on the inside of your mould. Make sure it goes into there. And Bob's your uncle, you've got a hanging hole. Right, as I say, I didn't. Oh, golly, it's still very flexible, this. I don't think it was that late when I made it. But you just got to be so careful because they bend ever so easy when they come off. Either that or you tear mould, that's the trouble. Right, I can get a couple more of the mussets out. Bending them. But then again, you can always lay it flat when you've took it out and leave it. If you leave it flat, it will stay flat. Unless, of course, you want to move them round. I suppose you could do in, you know, to make it look like a snowflake that's curly or bendy or what. Not all snowflakes are super white. Has anybody had any snow today? We got up this morning. Well, I got up this morning at 8 o'clock-ish, 8:30 at the latest. Hiya, Jackie. Hiya, Clint. Hiya, Randy. Sorry, I'm not keeping an eye on me. I'm not busy with this. Right, that's out now. Right. So on this one, where the I've got to find it. There. Where that little post was, on the inside, the hole is there. So what I'm going to get now is one of me pokey tools, and I'm just going to poke that straight through, just so that you can see there's the hole. And I'll just pull that back a little bit so as it don't cover it up again. And then you just need a fine ribbon, and I do say a fine ribbon because you've got to, it's a bit of a job getting it through. I used a 3mm ribbon, and it was a little bit of a job getting it through. So I'm going to lay that flat on there for now. I'll do it that way or that way. I'll do it that way, I think. So then we have my fish. Right, now then another little tip here. When you've used moulds a few times, you'll notice how they go white. When they go white inside, that means that they've lost the shine, or they've lost the best part of the shine. So what do you do rather than throw it away? You don't really want to be throwing moulds away because they're not cheap. And if you're going to keep replacing them, they're going to work out expensive, aren't they? And I reckon I've probably made a dozen or more out of each of my 2 fish moulds. So what I do now is I actually brush inside with mica powder. So it doesn't matter if it's not shiny on inside, because the mica powder will make it shiny on your fish itself when it comes out. Or you can do also, what I've done is put quite a bit of glitter actually in the mould, and you get a nice sparkly fish that way as well. So, you know, a lot of people tend to throw moulds away that aren't, you know, any good anymore. I'm going to pop that in that little dish there, so that, but don't, you know, use, like I say, use mica powder on them rather than throwing them away, because they do. If you put resin straight into there that's not got any glitter in, it will come out looking a bit wishy-washy, really, because it's lost its shine, basically. Well, more or less, or when it's gone white like that, you've lost it, really. You've lost your shine. But if you make sure you've got plenty of sparkle in your resin or your mica powder, brush in, then that will come out just as nice. So you know, you don't throw your resin, don't throw your mould away. I know people tend to do that, you know. Oh, it's lost its shine, need to replace them. Oh, look at that! I thought that was part of it flaming. But this is a lot of the trouble when your moulds have lost the, what is it? You want a baby? What you wanting then? So, right, I'm going to try and get this out. This is another thing that does tend to happen a little bit more when it's white on inside, and that is that they tend to stick as well. But this has not had any mica powder in this time. It's just had the glitter in the actual resin, but they do come out nice and sparkly just with the resin. With the glitter, I mean, in the resin. So, yeah, but don't throw them away. It's a shame because, you know, sometimes I just put two colours together and I don't really want to put mica powder in because sometimes it's a bit of a... If you're wanting to do a quick pour, before I could just fill them up, that's it, job done. Fine, but now I have to make sure I've either got plenty of glitter in me, what is it, or I have to mica powder them first. And I usually do them two-tone if I mica powder them, so that's that. So that's then done. Let me see, what else have we got? Oh, probably that. Right, so I don't know whether I can take that out and we'll have a look. It's a bit, oh no, I've got this bit a minute. I've got this. I've got my little fairies. Another one that I use just purely for using my powders up. Sweet little fairies, these. Really, really pretty. These are lovely to put on cards or on little charms and what have you. There's so many uses these little ones have. And also, if you don't have a Dremel for drilling, what I suggest you do is use your hand drill. Usually you've got a hand drill that you get with some stuff. What do you want? You've just gone down. Oh, this is what I have to put up with when he goes out. He's doing something and she's open down. As soon as he comes in, she wants to go down, and then and then she has to get up when he's gone out again. So yeah, they are lovely. You can put them on your card. You can put them on charms. There's so many uses that you can do with them. Oh, just little, you know, little. You put a ring on it, a bezel on it, and use it for a pendant for a small child. I mean, they'd love that. Little girls would love that. What? Are you wanting kisses? Mwah! Got you. Again. Mwah. Give over, we're on telly. Right, the other thing, as I said, just bear with, let me have a look, whether I can check it off the knot. Let me put that there for now. Stay there. Whatever. Right, I'm not going to take it out, but I will show it you. This is the same colour as the other one I did. This is a pink one. And this is a nicer pink than mine. The one I originally did was didn't turn out nice at all, but this has turned out beautiful. And I did get the lights to stay in. Now again, talking about lights. Now the first one I ever did, which is the other pink one I showed you. First of all, I just tried to put the lights in as is, and then pour me resin on. You can't do it that way because they float. Your lights, even though they're on a wire, they float. So I thought, great. So then, so I decided I'd just do a little bit at a time. So I put just a thin layer on in the mold. I put a thin layer in, and then I used UV. Oh, first of all, I tried it with hot glue, and that was what I did with the first lot. And I tried hot glue, and you could see where the hot glue had been in the thing because it pulls out on the front, so it ruined the front of the thing. So that was my first attempt. Then second attempt, I used UV resin. So I put a layer in, UV resin, torch, put them down and made sure that they were cured before I put any more in. And when I put my resin in, they all floated up. Now, why is that happening? Because I've done, you know, how it's supposed to be done with UV torch and everything, but still it come up. So, yeah, I had a bit of a nightmare with them, really. And then this time I thought, right, start off from beginning again, and I'll put a little bit in bottom, and I had to make sure I held the head up a little bit more. So I tilted the head here just till I could get some resin in here, because that head goes right down. Can you see what I mean here? Your resin fills this bit, whereas it doesn't fill these, and it gets narrower and narrower at top. So they're only like 1/2 inch-ish deep. So it all runs down into the head. And if you try to fill these up then, it just overflows from the head. So I've got to say that this particular mold is very difficult to use. It's a shame. I mean, I am sad about that, because it is a shame, but it is very, very awkward. So like I said, with this one, I held the actual head up, got some resin in the bottom of it, and put me lights in with UV resin, right? So I fastened them down to the original base that I put in. They've still floated up. I'm looking now, you can see how bright they are there. The wires here, that's at the top, that you can feel that light there. They've all floated up, even though I fastened them down with UV resin and a UV torch. So I don't know any other way it can be done. I certainly wouldn't use hot glue again, because like I say, you can see you can see where it is the hot glue, and it makes a mess on front. So yeah, it's a bit awkward. Now the only thing that's left for me to do here is that's about full, but they need doming, because they're not quite full. That one's okay. That one could do with a little bit more. These are fine at top, but then when you start getting to these bits here, that needs topping up a little bit there and there, only just at the ends though. And then all that down there and all that down there want topping up. So somehow or another, we've got to try and do it so that it's cockeyed. And I'm hoping, although it doesn't matter so much, it's on the back, I know, but I am hoping that you don't get too much of a line where you see where it's been topped up. So like I said, this did present me with an awful lot of hiya Debbie. This did actually present me with quite a lot of problems. So buyer beware is all I can say. If you want to do this, then by all means have a go, but like it is, be prepared. Just be prepared that you're going to have a bit of a, if you want to put lights in, if you're not bothered about putting lights in, then obviously it doesn't matter. But you know, I think when you see it with lights in, it looks really good. I think it's got a great it's got a great look about it. It'd just be a little bit boring, you know what I mean, if it was without lights. But there we are. That's the problems it presents. So let me know if anybody else does this. Let me know if you have it easier than me. But I'll tell you one. Where's my other one? Where's my blue one gone? This is the other one I did. This has been done to order. This is the blue one. Right, it's, as you can see, it's not a really dark blue, but I did put a light originally in here, and it doesn't show up. it didn't show up at all. You couldn't see it through this, and it weren't that thick. So I've had to bring light back down and put it here, sort of around its where would be a nose between the eyes. So again, that's another issue you've got to beware. If you're doing a darker colour, only put a very thin layer in, and then your lights, and just hope and pray that, you know. I think the only other thing I would try maybe is super glue on the inside of the, you know, on the back side. Obviously, when you put your first layer in, really let that cure. Don't put too much in, and then put your super glue in with your lights, and give it plenty. I would leave it overnight, even though super glue finish, you know, it's gets all fairly quickly. I would still leave it overnight, and then do your second pour in the you know, next day. But again, we've still got this issue. That actually hasn't turned out too badly. I don't know. I must have done something a bit different, but that feels like it could do with a little bit more in at that side. But it doesn't look bad at the front. And rather than risk spoiling anything just by putting a little bit extra in there, I'm going to leave that. I know the lady that's bought it off me will probably agree. It's, you know, better to be left than risk spoiling it. And all I've done with that for the moment is sellotape the wire and the, what is it at back to it, because it all depends on how they want to, you know, where they want the switch. But again, you've got much, not very much choice. You've either got it here, or at the back of the head. So always make sure that you start your lights off on one corner, which I started it here, and I work through. But you can't go right to the bottom because they're not long enough, and there's 20 lights on these little thingies. And you want to know where I got those from? RD told me, DD Crafts at Amazon. You get 20 sets for $14.99, and they come in this fabulous box. And that's how they come. And they come in this lovely box. This is fabulous, this box. I love it. It's perfect. I can't imagine what I'm going to use it for. Not likely. I do know what I'm going to use it for, but I'm leaving them in there for now. So there we have it. That's all me makes for now. But as I say, I've got to do a bit more filling in that one because they are too thin. So I'll probably do that one later. It's only a small pour. It'll look all right when it's done. But and then I've got, of course, I've got me holes to draw his back. Look, see what I mean? Up, down, up, down. So that's it. So, what do you all reckon? I have been a busy girl. I've not been doing it on camera because, for one thing, I have doggy issues, as you've seen. And I literally have to wait while Larry goes and sits down in lounge and gets doing, you know, he gets comfortable. Then I know she's going to leave me alone and let me get on. Otherwise, I've no chance. In fact, I had to say to him yesterday, you're going to sit down soon because she won't leave me alone. I can't get no doing. It is a nice blue, that one, isn't it, Lou? But as I say, I didn't expect it to blot out the little light. You know, it wasn't that thick. But clearly it did. So, you know, future reference. Now, I've got to do a yellow one and I've got to do a red one. Which again I will be doing those. I've I've only got the one mould. I ain't buying 2 moulds for these because it's too expensive. I'm trying to think how much I paid for the mould. I'll tell you what company I got it from. It was on Facebook. Let's Resin, I think it was called, on Facebook. I'm thinking it was around about £13 something mark for the... I bought 2 things because I took it up to, I don't know whether it's £20 or $20 to get free shipping. So I bought that as well. I bought that and the octopus together to get the, you know, to get the free shipping. And I thought, well, I ain't got a big one of them molds, so I didn't mind paying a little bit more extra for that. What is that doing on there? So it's not laying flat. Lay it flat. There we go. So what do you all know? What do you reckon then? These little bowls are sweet. They are really nice. And I love doing little bowls. I mean, I've got so many different shapes now. I've got the Mickey, no, sorry, the mouse head. I shouldn't say Mickey because it's not a Disney mold. It's just an AliExpress mold. But I mean, it does look like Mickey Mouse. Oh, I've not undone these. Look, these are one of these. I've actually done in 2-tone because I just run out of. I've just run out of the resin right near feet. I think it was that one actually. It was very close. You can just very, very vaguely see. Can you see how light difference, light and dark? But again, these are going white inside, but because they've got plenty of sparkling actual glitter, in actual resin, I mean, it shows through all right. This is another one gone white inside. See that? They don't last very long, and this is why. I mean, a lot of people wonder why things are so expensive to buy made in resin, but it's because, you know, your molds are quite expensive and they don't last for long, so you have to keep replacing them. And then the amount of time spent working with them. I was just pouring last night. I was a good hour and a half, 2 hours by the time I got everything set up and ready. And then I mixed one lot and I did what I got to do with them. And then there wasn't enough, which I knew there wouldn't be. So then I got that lot cleared away and I cleaned all my jugs and everything out. I don't use the same jug without cleaning it out because your 2 mixers are going to be a little bit different, even if you stick to numbers. It can, and it could alter things for you, so you're better off, rather than using the same jug without washing it, you're better off washing it out. But that's just me, you know. It's just a good precaution, really, because I have enough problem issues. Because I'm clumsy, for one. I mean, I'm quite happy to acknowledge that. I am extremely clumsy. So things get spilled and what have you. So I have to be overcautious, if you like. I have been making these into brochures. These fish I have made. That's a brooch. All these things are for sale. Just via my channel or via Facebook. You can message me on Messenger if there's anything you're interested in. We have fish brooches. I've done all sorts of different ones. Oh, that's a green fish, look there. And I am gift box. Well, when I say gift boxing them, I'm making these little boxes for them so that it's easier to wrap up. This one, the little teddy brooch. So that'd be nice for a little girl to go on a bag or on a coat or something. Nice little brooches. Where's the other one gone? I did another one in somewhere. I've got a box full of them, by the way. This is not all I've got. I've got a box full of them. So that one is the, oh yeah, that one's the little bottle brooch. That's a brooch. I've also got some of these smaller bottles and a couple of other bits as pins, like the Pell pins, or you can pop them on a hat. I know a lot of people collect the pins for the hats and things. So we've got some pins in there for that. I've got, as I say, I've got a box full over there somewhere of them. But I will be doing a sale. I was supposed to be doing one yesterday. Or were it today? No, it's Sunday today, isn't it? Is it? No, it's not. It's Saturday. Oh, I don't know that I'm coming or going. I really don't. Anyway, it should have been, I think, last week. But I just have not been well, for starters, and the lack of sleep has been an issue for me. So I felt really rubbish. But I will be doing one, and you know, it's paid by PayPal to friends and family. Like I say, if you inquire through Facebook, my Facebook is Ann Chambers, and my avatar is a little Westie dog with a Nemo fish on a lawn. So you can't really go wrong, a little Westie. There's not that many Westies on avatars on Facebook with a little Nemo fish. So, yeah, any questions, anybody? Yeah, I could, Debbie, do a steampunk one. I'm not sure if I've got that much in the way of gears though. But yeah, I mean, it depends what you want in steampunk. Are you meaning the brooches, or are you meaning the octopus? What exactly? Okie dokie, Lise. See you later, Chuck. Lisa's got a, well, think about it, being I've just seen her. Lisa's got a giveaway going. She did a video yesterday. If you go on that video, watch the video, then leave a comment on that video. She's going to be doing one, I believe, today as well. So if you missed that one, go on to today's video. What's my favorite creation? I don't really have a favorite, to be honest. I love them all. I mean, there's absolutely nothing that I don't like in resin. I think my most disappointing one was this, and this is my jar, and that, believe you see how pink that lid is? Well, I used the same resin for that. Exactly, it was the same old. I poured that first, and that after, and you can see that's pink round rim. But for some reason, and I mean, it's new resin, it's not old stuff, not being stuck away for 2 years. Yeah, for some reason that went yellow. I don't know why. And that should have been pink all through. So that's my biggest disappointment. As regards what's my favourite, I don't have a favourite because I like just about everything I've made. I wouldn't buy a mould if I didn't like the look of it. Anyway, there are moulds I would like to get, but like I've said, I've really got to stop buying new moulds because, I mean, I'm 70 in a couple of weeks and they do last some time, you know. I really am, and I've not got good health, you know, so don't get me wrong, I'm not saying I'll put my clogs anytime soon. But yeah, it's leaving stuff behind when you have gone, you know. I mean, I've got so much crafty stuff, I've got to use up what I've got. So whether I buy, I've got a couple more molds coming, but once they've come, I don't think I should be buying any more for a while. I might even be selling a couple off. So eventually. But I mean, it's no good me looking on. I know people think, oh, gloom and doom, but it's not. You've got to be sensible, haven't you? I've got up there. You see those big baskets and the pink basket. I've got two big baskets, both are full of moulds, and I've got that pink basket, which is not actually that small, and another one here, and it's chock-a-block, and they both are. And then I've still got mould all around me on here what I've been using over the last couple of days. So I have got so many moulds, and I really shouldn't be buying any more. Hiya, Emma Chuck, how you doing? I tell you what I have got, and I can't wait to have a go. Actually, I might do this later because I've got the tic-tac-toe games where people have wanted to have bought those. But I've got this. All right, fancy this. What it is, you see that with the hearts on, that's the front and that's the back of the actual game board, and it's that Connect 4, and they're the where are we? Then at that side, they're the little things that you drop in. So, and these two, these are the stand for these two, this half to go in. So it's a Connect 4 game. That it's not right big, but it weren't cheap either. I thought it would have been, when it come, I were expecting it to be bigger, a bit bigger than that anyway, but it wasn't. So I will probably have a go at making that today, and yeah, see how we go. But yeah, I'm slowing down on the buying molds because I have got a lot. I've even got the giant Mickey Mouse. Oh, mouse head. Sorry, I shouldn't say Mickey Mouse. It's mouse head. That, and if you can see here, the two ears have got a little shelf in, and so has the bottom, that bit, and then there's a shelf obviously there, and I've made that and sold it straight away. That was fabulous. That was absolutely fabulous. But of course, it was expensive. And that's what you've got to think about. But I will say this now. I have gone round on other people's resin shops and had a look, comparing prices with what I charge, because my biggest worry is that I don't want to overcharge anybody for anything. And from what I can see, it's actually the opposite. I'm undercharging. But that's fine. I don't want to. I'm not putting prices up, but I am actually charging quite a lot less than some people, and to the extent like my heart cover minders or needle minders, whichever you use it for, I charge a fiver for them, and I've seen some at like £23. Wow. Is all I can say. Wow. Never. How long have I been using resin? I started, where are we now? We're in November, aren't we? I've been using it just over a year. I started round about September 2019. So to 2020 is a year. No, well, when I start, let me think. No, 2020, weren't it? About a year and a quarter, I'd say. Yeah. So, but I've stuck with it. I've done a little bit of diamond painting in between, but it has only been a little bit. I did a mermaid one that Caroline Withington had got a mermaid with me along going on, and I joined in with that. And I've got another one here that I can't wait to start, and I can't even get to it. There's that much resin stuff on top of it. It's ridiculous. It really is. I have nowhere to put everything. I've got that many. I've got jewelry. I've got glue bottle charms. I've got key rings coming out my ears. I've got brooches. I've got these needle minders, cover minders. I've got bag charms. I've so many things I really need to get sold, you know, and recoup a little back, because I have put literally hundreds of pounds worth of money into what I'm doing. I mean, just to leave you with an idea, the resin I've just bought was £65. That was just the resin. And then add on top half a dozen moulds, and you're looking at £100. So you've got to be a bit what bits? Your skills. Who are you talking to? Who are you sending bits to? I want to know. Oh dear. But yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, I've enjoyed every minute. I mean, I've had accidents galore. I've knocked stuff over. I've spilt it. I've even ruined a big pour because I've put 2 bottles side by side. They're not even the same size bottle, and I still did it anyway wrong. I got a half a jug full of resin, and then instead of putting the hardener in it, I put alcohol in it. Put 100% alcohol in it. Well, that were it. Let's go straight down the toilet. And like, it's like, oh, I can't believe I've just done that. And that's when I was buying small quantities of resin. Since, you know, I've started buying larger quantities because I'm getting, you know, more orders and things to do. But things like the octopus and the leaves, the shell things, those are done to order. They're not done to put on a shelf to just sit and wait, see if anybody wants to buy one. Where's the other thing? I do a nice dish. Some of the dishes, the little dishes that I've got, you know, I've got plenty of those in stock, and I can, you know, I can sell them. Same as I've got key rings in stock, I can sell those. But the bigger pieces, the very big pieces, then I have to say, well, I can only do them to order, because I don't want to be stuck with several of everything stuck on a shelf. I have nowhere to put it. I have absolutely nowhere to put it. So as soon as I get an order, I do it. I get straight, any orders I get straight on with. And I get that done, and I get it posted out as soon as I can. But yeah, I've got a visitor. Now, isn't that a surprise? Isn't it just? Mwah, gotcha. She had her hair cut yesterday. She's not impressed. Didn't you, sweetie pie? Are you beautiful now? You keep telling her she's pretty or beautiful in her eyes. She starts fluttering her eyes at you. Don't you? Because you're gorgeous. Are you gorgeous? Other crafts, a lot of stuff. I do sewing, crocheting, not so much knitting these days. Diamond painting, paper crafting. I've done some clay models. I used to do cakes. I mean, I did do that nearly as a business, cake decorating, wedding cakes, celebration cakes, birthday cakes. Oh, I did that for 20 odd years. When the kids were small, I made all the clothes, knitted all the stuff. She's a pain in the bum, aren't you? Are you? Are you a pain in the bum? Get Annie. Trollop. Who's a trollop? So yeah, I do a lot of stuff. I mean, that end of my craft room is lace, fabric, you name it. I've got a pile of diamond paintings laid out flat over that end that have been done, finished. Some I've managed to get framed, some I've made frames for. And I should get them framed and sell them because, not everybody wants to sit there putting one at a time on, whereas I enjoyed doing that and I still do. And I do like to, in fact, I'm really wanting to try and get on with this, but I want to get Christmas over with now with resin stuff, and then that probably will slow down a little bit after Christmas, and I can get on with my diamond painting a little bit, then concentrate on that. What say you? Not much. She thinks she's a ventriloquist dummy, this one, I'll tell you. Don't you? Is that it? You think if I go back, oh, that's better. If I can get the elbow on my chair arm, and I have to open it around, she's like, she's only a little bit. She's heavy to me. Hiya, River Sticks, how you doing? Have I missed anybody else that I've not said hello to? I feel I've not been through, have I? And had a look. Who have we got in? I think one or two probably have left now, bored them to tears. Or Lisa's gone. Not about Randy, I think his trap's gone now. But I have always, if I get into a craft that I really like, everything gets pushed to one side and I concentrate on that craft. She's a toy poodle, Jackie, aren't you? She's a toy poodle. It's the smallest of the puppy breed, she's the smallest of the poodle breed, supposedly. Where I wanted a teacup, a teacup dog, not her. No, it's not true. I won't be with her. She's lovely. She really is. She's affectionate. She's pretty good. She doesn't like being left. And usually, she's very naughty. Usually, if we go out for any length of time, like last Thursday, I had to go to the doctor's for an ECG. And we had to leave her, and we were gone a while, and that's the only place we went. We didn't go anywhere else. But she pooped. She didn't poop in house. She pooped out in the porch. Yeah. And she can get out. She's got a door. She's got a dog flap. She can get out. She can go into the garage. There's a dog flap into the garage, a big one, a big dog flap she can get through easy. She's got another dog flap out onto the lawn. She won't go out without anybody else with her. And in a way, I mean, I'm not glad that she's pooping in house because she shouldn't be doing that. But I'm glad that she doesn't stop a lot outside because it looks as if you're locking her out. And I don't want people to think we do that. We would never do that. And also, I wouldn't want anybody to, just come and pinch her. And having said that, they just built houses smack at the end of our garden there. There's a bungalow here. There's a great big... It used to be lovely here. We just had this lovely green field behind us. It weren't a wide one. It just a nice stretch of spare land that farmer weren't doing anything with. And then he went and blooming sold it to builders, didn't he? And we're just having them in his face. We went to a meeting before they started building. We went to a meeting at Village Hall, and we looked at the plans that they got drawn up. And what they've done is not what was on the plans. And next door but one, it's not Simon, it's JJ. He's been up to council offices and played holy hell. He says none of this was planned. We were told this wasn't going to happen because we can't see now. We could look at bypass and see cars going by. and what have you. Can't see anything now, absolutely anything. And there's only a bungalow here, but it's this one as well is a big one. It's like 2-story, that one. Right to nearly end of Mix. Then next door from Mix to JJ's is another big one going up. That's what JJ's upset about, the fact that they've got this big place going up that weren't supposed to be being built down here at all. Am I keeping you up by any chance? Gotcha. Am I? So yeah, so we're a little bit grouchy about that. Yeah, they spoiled it for us a bit now. I mean, it was so nice here and quiet at back, and now we've got all this building going on and people overlooking, and you know, I mean, when we bought this house, we got a lovely view out back onto a field, and you know, we could see bypassing distance, and it was lovely. But not anymore. Can't see anything now apart from a grey roof. Although, having said that, when we first moved in here, Harry was afraid, because we got Rosie then, Harry was afraid somebody might try to pinch her, because it was just an open field at back, that they might try and hop over and come and get Rosie. So he's planted like a wall of conifers all the way across. Now some of them have grown to a nice height, and 1 or 2 of them have only been like not very much at all. But anyway, it's all grown up quite well now, because we've been here 11 years. And I have to smile. Next door, Paul, he's got a tip box on his tree. We've got big trees as well that are sort of going along behind our fence, but in actual fact, that land that those trees are on is ours. And Paul's, you know, likewise. But I've never been able to have a little tip box on one tree. Never had anywhere to put one, really. So we went and we saw one that were up for sale, and it were cheap, because it were DIY shop, but it were her son that had made them. I think he were about 15, but it made a decent job. So we bought it off her and put it up. First year straight away, we had tits in box. Paul says, they don't come to mine. Never had them in mine yet, and he's had his years. So I don't know what ours must be like, you know, posh side things. Am I keeping you awake, baby? I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. Do you want to lay down on my chair, because you're hurting me off? I can't do it. Oh, I can't hold it for long. That's it. No, sit down there and cuddle up. That's it. Oh, my arm. She's like lead. No, she's got on my knee now. She's so damned awkward, I'll tell you. Poppy was 2 in May, so she's 2.5 now. What is sweetie pie? We don't know her exact date of birth in May, but my mum's birthday was the 22nd of May, and my daughter's birthday is the 22nd of May. And my mum and Claire always shared the birthdays. Made a bit of a thing about it, bless them, they did. She was always close to my mum, Claire. And Claire were always favourite of my mum's. And so when we got her, obviously my mum passed away. And it were like, I mean, Claire were upset as enough as it were, but it made it worse that, you know, they were same birthday and everything. So I says to her when we got Poppy, I says, can Poppy share your birthday? Because we know it's in May, but we don't know when. She says, oh, yeah. She says, that would be lovely. She says, I can share my birthday again. So it's 22nd of May. She's got she pinched Nanan's birthday spot. Yeah. My mother would have loved her. I mean, my mother was dog crazy. She loved dogs. But now go, Jessie. Nanan would have loved her. She's coming up. I can't talk to her, otherwise she's climbing up me again. Don't do it, Ethel. So, oh, what have I got on that? Don't want to look at that. Oh, what on earth? Oh no, I've got something not nice on there. Oh, I know what it is. Yeah, I never thought about that actually. I forgot all about it. These molds for these, I think they've come from America because it was Let's Resin on Facebook. I'm sure they come from America. And it weren't until I'd had them a while, I hadn't done anything with them. And I just were looking at one and I thought, what the hell's that inside there? And it had got like a big blister of silicone, so it was like a big air bubble, but deflated, like a deflated balloon that's sort of all wrinkly and what have you. And it literally just rubbed off. It just rolled up, you know. And I thought, oh, and I forgot all about it. And it shows on me. But can you see that? See if you can tell. Oh, you can tell there. You see all this down here, these like marks on it. There. And that's what that's done. It's what the mold left behind on my thing. I forgot all about it. And I'm not sure what I can do about that. Really. There's no point in trying to send them back. Oh, okay, Randy, thank you. Bye. Thanks for coming. So, yeah. Oh, I'm sure she'll be watching over us. She will, won't she? And she'll be watching over us. Our Claire, she died week before Christmas in 2014. And our Claire, she'd just gone into a bed sit on in a sheltered accommodation. They'd all got emergency things like they got their own little flat thing, but there were carers in building, and they got call what they got pull cords for emergency or whatever. And my mother hated it. She was one that wanted to leave. She was living with us for 7 years. But she wanted to leave, wanted her own place, blah, blah. So we went to an awful lot of trouble to get it for her. Hiya, Dee. Yeah, nice to see you, chick. And I'm just talking about my mum going into that place. Anyway, she was doing my head in, and she was getting nastier and nastier, but she did have Alzheimer's. So we got social services in, and they didn't want to do anything. They said, well, you know, she can make her own decisions, blah, blah, blah. And I says, yeah, what about my health? So we got in touch with our local MP, and that was John Mann. And we went to his office. We rang up, made an appointment, went to his office, and it were only, it weren't even his secretary, it was just two of his workers in office. But she says, oh, he's in London today. I thought, what, he made an appointment for today for then, you know, but anyway. She said, well, if you give us all details, we'll write everything down, we'll let him see it, and then he'll get back in touch with you. So we did all this. They asked a load of questions. We answered them, blah, blah. And we got a letter back from John Mann's secretary saying that he'd seen it and he was going to address the issue. What that meant, we didn't really know for sure. So we didn't know whether it were going to in Parliament for some whatever reason, or whether it were going to be with local social security, social services, or whatever. We didn't know. We just didn't know what he meant by that. But then next thing, we got a letter from social services saying that they got a place that she could go into if she would like it, and it's not too far away. So we said, well, we're going to have a look, and we took her to have a look, and it was a lovely place. In actual fact, looking at the place, it was one of the nicest places in that building, because she got lovely big picture windows. You could see it straight, people walking up and down, and nice houses across with pretty gardens, blah, blah. And she said it was lovely. So then she said, I don't want to go in there now. And I said, Mum, after all the fuss you've made about going and finding your own place, you've got to go now. She said, I said, you've caused an awful lot of people a lot of work. You can't just change your mind like that. That's ridiculous. Don't do it. So we got a new carpet fitted, and we got a furniture and got her installed. And we were told there's no way she can get out on her own. And although she got a key to her own little room, it was just like a big room with like a bit of a bed, sort of set back, and then a sitting area and a little kitchenette thing. It was lovely. And yeah, we were assured that there was no way she could get out on her own. And so we got her in there, and I think we'd finished messing about with getting all the furniture and everything together and put up, and her clothes all packed away in the drawers and, cupboard, and come home. And then we got a phone call about 7:30. Bearing in mind, this is fortunately summer. And it was the carer from the home. Your mother's gone missing. I said, what do you mean my mother's gone missing? She says, she's gone, we can't find her. And I said, well, she can't get out, can she? We were told she couldn't get out. Oh, yes, she's got out, she says. I said, really? You're joking. Well, we got back in the car, we went round it. I mean, again, it's not far from where we are. So we went out and we went looking around work. So she were in a bedroom slipper, she'd not got a coat on. She'd just gone wandering off. And we drove round and round and round, and there was just no way she could have gotten much further than where we looked. But we couldn't find her. So we went back to our home, and they're all stood outside looking and having a fag. And I said, is she back yet? Has she come back at all? They said, no. I said, well, we can't see anything of her at all. So we got back in the car again, and we drove round. We went even a little bit further afield looking for her. And when we got back, we got back to the place again, and still no sign of her. And then just as we were stood there, a police car pulled up across the other side of the street with my mother in it, and a policewoman. So policewoman got out of the police car, and walked over to us. And I says, oh, thank God you found her. Where was she? She says, well, she said, she was actually at the police station. Apparently, a young coloured lad had seen her wandering, just not knowing which were. And they said, she said, and he brought her into the police station because he was worried she might get hurt or, run over or whatever. So I says, oh, thank you, thank God. And I thought, bless him, I wish I knew who we were. I would have loved to have, give him a reward. But anyway, but she says she's frightened to come back because she thinks you're going to get onto her, shout at her. I says, I'm not going to shout at her. Oh, why would I shout at her? I said, we've been worried sick. But I said, I'm not going to shout at her. I said, if anything, we're just relieved. So I walked across with police lady to a car. And I opened my mum's door and I said, come on, where have you been? And she says, I just was looking for you. And I said, Mum, you're not supposed to leave there. I said, I was coming to see you tomorrow. I said, we've only just left you. We've only just left you there. We've not been gone an hour or more. And you took You're not supposed to go out on your own. But I gave them a right blooming piece of my tongue, because they should never have let her. All it took for her, there's a big, like these disabled things for opening doors. That's all it took. Just had to, it said push to open the door, and she pushed it and got out. She couldn't get back in. She hadn't got a key. Got to have a fob to get back in. So even if she'd have come back, she couldn't get in, because I'd got fob. So, and unless you went and knocked on office window, if there were anybody there, they could let her in. But that's if there were anybody there. Very often they were in the kitchen or sat outside at back, where she couldn't really get to, she wouldn't know. Having a fag, So I says, Mum, you're not supposed to go out on your own. I said, dear, I'll see you tomorrow. And I will. I'm going to do a bit of shopping for you and get you some more stuffing, But that was first day. And then when we got home, we did actually, Harry went next door and said to Paul, if at all any chance she does come here, let us know, because you got Harry's mobile number. But apparently they had been here, and I said, wow, I'm surprised that she knew address, because I said, it's the first time I've ever heard of her using address, but she did. She knew where she would come from. Even though she never went anywhere. Only time she ever went out was when we went to like Skeggy for a day. We just took her out for a run somewhere, Cleethorpes or wherever. But she was boring. I'm ready for home now. And I'm thinking, oh my God, we've only just got here, Skeggy's a 2-mile run from where we live. So, he just got there, he'd done a 2-hour run, half an hour, called in and had a coffee. But I must admit it was a bit chilly. It was an autumn day, about like today actually, a little bit windy. But Sally, her little dog, loved going on the beach, and so did Rosie. So, but they never got a chance really to go on the beach because she were wanting to go back home. So we come home, and that were it. And that's Harry says, that's it, never taking her out again. Never taking her to Skeggy again. She's done now. Because it's just a waste of petrol, I mean, we'd not been there half an hour before we were really turning around. We went and where we parked car, because I got my disability badge, we managed to park very close to steps that was up to the beach. And outside of there, there were little, not a little thing, a little cafe. And we popped in there and had a coffee, and I don't know what my mum had, probably a bacon sandwich or something. So we had a bacon sandwich and had that, and then we turned around and come home. So I said, no, never again. Not taking her again. Not 2-hour drive there and 2-hour drive back for now. That will waste of time. It goes off again. So that would carry on. We had with my mum, bless her. But she always said she'd come after. The only way I'll get out of this place is in a box. And I thought, well, you wanted to come and live on your own. You've got what you wanted, and now you're complaining. It does. I mean, you're right there, Jackie. I mean, there are a lot of coloured people in workshop, but there are also a lot of drug heads and needle heads and, a lot in workshop. It's not exactly the best kind of place for an old lady to be wandering around, let's say that much. But yeah, we were lucky that somebody like that, he just saw her and he saw that she'd got bedroom slippers on, and he just didn't think it looked right. He just wondered if there was something wrong or whatever. And I think because our local paper used to often say, keep your eyes out, such and such a body is got dementia and he's gone out for a walk and nobody can find him, he's not got a coat on and all this. From his own home, I'm talking about like his home where his family lives as well. They just wander off, and they do. They do just wander off. They think they can just do what they are. I mean, I've had to literally follow her out my door and walk down the street behind her saying, Mother, come back. I'm not coming back. She said, I'm not coming back. And then we're having a shouting match on the street. Not, you know, I mean, I'm not coming back and say, Mum, come on back. You can't go out like that. You've not got a coat or anything on, you know. And I miss her like buggering. I mean, I missed her living here. But she was Mrs. Difficult, literally. I know one lady on here who knows exactly what I'm talking about because she's got it worse than I ever had it. And I don't know how she's coping, to be honest, because I just could not. And I hadn't got the same issues that lady's got, so by any means. I mean, my own health were at risk, but not to that degree. So, but yeah, no, I weren't. I mean, I got my life to live, and I'd not had a very good one up until then, till I got here. It is, you know, this is when my life really did start, while we were here. I mean, when we went to Spain, she was living with us, and it was just booze, booze, booze. She was run 24/7. It used to drive me nuts. It did. It took us age. Well, it took a while, but we managed to get her off. I wasn't finished. But it were hard work. She were hard work. And I mean, I loved her to bits. So don't get me wrong. She were a loving, generous lady at most of the time. And I will say most of the time. But that didn't go all of the time. That's the trouble. And I mean, I know we can't always be, you know, in a good mood all the time. I had to be. I didn't have a choice. There were no point in me getting ratty with her because it just like, she just didn't know what's going on. She never forgot who I was. She'd repeat questions over and over and over. Just same thing. Oh, and it was like, oh God, broken record. Just daft questions. I had a brother. Now, my brother was pretty well off. He had a good job. He went to university. It was hard work for my mum and dad to get him through university, but he was never grateful for him doing that. And then I lost my dad in year 2000 on my brother's daughter's wedding day. He died. And Graham, that's my brother, turned round and said, trust him to die on Jane's wedding day. You know, like you're going to have a choice. And I'd made the wedding cake and I was taking it through. So it were at Manchester. This big sprawling hotel place. It got a golf course with it because there was World Ladies Champion golf going off at the time. So when you were going up drive, you had to stop and make sure that there were nobody, you know, walking on and, you know, golf balls coming at you either way. But anyway, we went and got in and we got cake set up and everything. And we got through service in hotel and we just finished eating our meal. And I seen this guy walk up to the door, waiter, and look at the table plan. And I just turned to my husband, Ernie, and I said, he's looking for me. Because I knew my dad had died. And sure enough, he come down to the table and he said, Mrs. Chambers? I said, yes. He says, there's a phone call for you in reception. So I went and took phone call. My brother followed behind me, like Bo Peep. And my dad had passed away. And my mother in such a state, bless her, she was on her own. He was still in house. The bloke that was supposed to be staying and looking after her, keeping an eye on things, were from an organisation called Carrots, and it's carers, assistant, something or other. They call it Carrots. And my mother had just took dogs for a walk. She got two dogs. She got Emma and Sally. Emma were a big golden Labrador, and Mandy was a border terrier, and she'd just been and took dogs for a walk, and when she come back, she just took one look at bed, and she said, "Oh, he's gone." And this bloke sat with his legs crossed, reading a book, not taking any notice of what were happening with my dad. And he had passed away, and he just got up, gathered his things, and went and left her. Never said a word, nothing, not a word. So she rang doctors up and said, and then they came out and just checked him and said, yeah, oh, blah, blah. My mum rang me and I said, "Mum, I'm on my way. I'm coming home now." And we just paid for digs for me and Ernie. My uncles were visiting from Australia for him and his granddaughter. And then my daughter and her husband, because they, after work, they were going to evening do. So we paid for all accommodation. We never got in ours. So, hiya, Mia. Lovely to see you, Chuck. Hiya, Nicole. Bless you. I didn't see you coming in. I'm that busy gassing. So, yeah, then we drove. I had to drive all the way home because he'd been boozing. And he didn't give a damn one way or other. And I dropped him at home and then went straight to my mother. I didn't drink at all at that wedding. Not even for toast. I drank sparkling water because I'd got a feeling I'm going to be driving. If I hadn't had a phone call by sort of 6 o'clock at night, then I might have had a drink later, but I didn't drink a thing, only water. And she was so heartbroken, bless her. They took him away by then, like, but obviously. But she says, "Oh, I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what I was going to do." Well, funnily enough, Harry were doing some odd jobs for us right now. This is how I met Harry. We were doing some odd jobs right now. And he was staying over and looking after dogs for us while we were in Manchester. So then I just dropped Ernie off and drove up to my mother's. And I stayed with her for a few nights. Because she was just absolutely heartbroken. And all my brother wanted was me to use my divorce money when I was getting divorced to buy his half of my mother's bungalow. And I said, all right, I'll think about that one, Graham. Thought, how can you say that? My mother might want to leave it to dog's home. He was sure it were half his and half mine. And he ended up getting nothing. But he never, ever bothered with my mother. He never come to see her until day at funeral. He brought a flaming lily, half dead lily, out of my niece's wedding bouquet to put in my dad's flowers, which looked totally out of place. Put no lilies in it, not them kind of lilies. She had calla lilies, and they were, white, beautiful white longiflorum lilies that were in wreath. We only had one. We didn't have a load of flowers, just the one. And then we went back to mine, and we had a bit of a tea. We had a bit of a good, I wouldn't say party, but celebration of his life. Bless him, because he would have wanted that. He would have wanted nobody to be downright bloody miserable, And my brother took me to one side and he said, is my mother moving in with you? And I said, I don't know why. So he says, well, he says, we can get bungalows sold and I'll have my half, you have your half. And I said, whoa, hold your horses. I says, you can't talk like that. My God. Anyway, that was that. And he hardly ever come to visit her. And she hadn't seen him for more than 7 years before she died. Because he didn't get half a bungalow when we sold it. But he never come to visit her. He never did anything for her. Nothing. He come and took some of my dad's tools. I'm talking about after his machine shop tools. Good stuff. That was not his to take, but my mother weren't strong enough to turn around and say, no, you can't have them. So, yeah, he just went and took a load of stuff out at shed. He hated me dad. He told me he hated me dad. He never had like me dad. That's how you go. That's what you get. So that's been my mother's, bless her, that's been her life. And I didn't find out. My mum died on 19th of November, 19th of December, 2014. And I got a roundabout message on the 15th of July, the following July, to say that my brother had died 3 weeks. And he had his funeral 3 weeks ago. What point of that? Why tell me that? Why tell me 3 weeks after it's done? So we've never really been a close family. But I mean, he's always said to me, well, I won't do what you do. Because when my dad gave me his car, it was because I was doing all their running about, taking mum shopping, going and fetching medication, if they needed doctor's appointments, although my dad never ever had to go to doctors. They only had to ring up and the doctor would come straight out to him. But yeah, I did all running about shopping and, you know, anything else that they needed, I'd take them out. And I'd even take them for a little running country if they wanted to go. My dad had got a little mini oxygen tank, which he made himself a little rack that would sit on the back seat of the car. And it would just sit in that, you know, like a little thing. Right, clever he was. My dad, he was an electrical engineer. He went to the joiner, but he's done some fabulous stuff. He's done some fabulous paintings and all. And I ain't got one, not one. I lost them all. They all got damaged. So, yeah, and he says, well, I wouldn't do what you do. And I says, well, that's why I've got car and you want. But I says, if you want car, Graham, fine, you can have it. But you're going to have to do all running about that I've been doing. I'm not running about after him, he says. I thought, oh, you just love your mum and dad. Yeah, so story of my life, peeps. And then we bought this place. Well, we didn't. We went up to Orkney first for 3 years. Oh, that's another story. No, that we're in there. And then Spain and then here. But we never really looked back. Harry's not keen on it here. I don't really know why. He's got a good neighbour. He's got a good friend next door, Paul. They do all sorts of. In fact, I keep telling them they're like a pair of fishwives over at Fens. And they look for each other when they come out. And they come out and look and see if, you know, if Paul there or if Harry's there. They are like bloody fishwives. But they do a lot of stuff together. I mean, Paul was really good and helped him with roof, although they didn't do a very good job. It still leaks. And he wanted some stuff doing, and Harry went round and helped him with that. So, but that's, you know, that's life, isn't it? Families that don't. I mean, Harry's got, there's 8 of them kids. Well, there was. We've lost a couple. Have we lost 2? No, we've lost 1. Lost 1, his brother. But we're only Harry that, because Harry was single, he was one that had to go and look after his mother, had to go and live with her when his dad went into a home. And then when his dad died, well, that's when I was with Harry. And so it meant I got to go and live with him as well. And then when his mother died, couldn't get rid of the house quick enough. And then they suddenly decided his sister were buying it, and we got a month to get out. And I thought, we've lived here for 4 years, and now you're telling us we've just got to up and go like that within a month. And he'd spent a load of his pension money on house as well. Put new windows in here, there, and everything. It's too daft. And as we make him pay for him, Mrs. No, doesn't matter. Because that's how soft he is, soft as bar, Mary. You know, you wouldn't think so sometimes, but he is.
Well, you got that. This is your life here.
He really cares. He's got a lovely family, though. I mean, they're a loving family. I envy them because they all are a loving family. Whereas in my case, we never thought of, you know, they were only me and Graham, and we couldn't get on at home. There's 8 of them, they got on lovely.
Oi. Fucking.
So, you know, it's just one of them things, isn't it? You get a big family and then you get a small family, and totally different. So, yeah. And my Auntie Doris in Australia, she's got 6. There's 6 of them. There's 6 of them. Five of them, their kids have got 5 kids. And they couldn't be closer, even though they live miles apart. They are so close. And I always just, I just wished we'd have had a close family, but no, it weren't to be. It weren't to be. What's up, baby? Have you got something going on in that eye? Because it seems to me you're closing it up an awful lot. Look at that. Yeah. That's better. What's up with you? What's up with that eye? She always leaves a little bit of long. When she cuts her hair, she went yesterday, when she cuts her hair, she always leaves a little bit of long stuff. And it's going in your eye, isn't it? I can see it is. I can see it is. That's it, I think. Is that better? Yeah, it's better. That's better, pretty girl. It is. Right, well, I've been on nearly 2 hours and bored you all to death. I know it's a shame, isn't it? Because when you've only got one sibling and you just can't get on with him. But me and Graham have been the same all his lives. I mean, he used to bully me when I were a kid. Mum and Dad were both out at work. I'd come home from school. He'd come home from school. I mean, we were when we went into senior school. So we didn't need babysitters, if you know what I mean. But he was supposed to keep an eye out for me and make sure I were all right. But we used to literally fight fisticuffs. And he punched me one day on my arm, on my left arm he punched me. And it went black all the way up, across my chest and across my back. So I got a little tiny kitten heel, like a little tiny sharp heel on my shoe. And it went straight in his bloody shin. No, I didn't even bother telling them, my mum and dad. They didn't know. Because actually Jane, his daughter's message to me through Claire's husband, believe it or not. Why through Claire's husband, I don't know. But it was, can you tell Hilda? Oh no. Can you tell Anne and Hilda, if she's still alive, that Graham died such and such and such a thing? Didn't say what of, just said, and he was buried. His funeral was 3 weeks ago. Why are you telling me this now? You know, they did it through Facebook, Messenger type of thing. But what had happened is, I think she tried to get through to Claire before, because Claire said, I've just had a message from our Jane wanting a friend, requesting friends on Facebook. She says, and I've just blocked her. So that's why she couldn't tell Claire. So she decided to get in touch with Glenn instead. And she wrote to Glenn. She didn't actually try to friend him or anything, just messaged him. And I don't know how she got onto him, because, Glenn's not a Shipley or Otis, a Colton. She must have remembered, so she must have had his number somehow. How, I don't know. But anyway, that it were through Glenn that we got the message that he died. And then all my cousins in Australia were saying, especially twins, because they're about the same age as Graham, what did Graham die of? And I says, I haven't got a clue, but it couldn't have happened to a nice person, I mean, I didn't give a shit one way or other, excuse my language. I didn't. It just went straight over. I was more upset about losing my ex-husband, him dying even after I'd left him, than I were over my brother. No. No, they never come to see me mum. They never bothered with her for years. So why should we bother? That's it. Anyway, it's 2:15. And I've bored you for long enough. Yeah, I'm off too. So thank you all for being here, for listening to me babbling on. Please leave me a thumbs up if you don't mind. It does help my channel. And I'll see you all again, hopefully on Monday night for our quiz. 7:30 for 8 o'clock start. I will definitely be on. So be there or be square. Take care, everybody. And I'll see you all on Monday. Bye for now. I love you all.